Should be good. I think so.
See if I can pull it up on the iPad here.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying. There we go.
Looks like it's live.
Looks like it is as well. Let's. Okay.
See if we have sound.
Yeah, making sure everything kind of comes through. Sounds like it. We got some already in there, so I'm just trying to get the chat going. Make sure all that's working.
Chat going.
Yes, we have sound. And I'm going to mute that so it doesn't feed back through. All right. We are live. What's up, everybody? Raymond, Theron, Lucas, you got your homework done, I see. Good boy. What's up, everybody? Justin, hey, what name is leading on your chassis thing that you were thinking? I like the Squish. I think it sounds pretty cool. All right, cool. It's working. Whoa. Oh no. Might just take a minute.
Oh,
there we go.
There it goes.
A little bit of lag, but it's all good.
Okay.
Woo. What up, Gary? Chainsaw? Steve? How's it going, everybody? Oh, yeah. Yep. Be good to go. All right. Everything's coming through and everything's working. It'll be all right.
Yeah. We'll see how long my internet lasts tonight, I guess.
Yeah. What's up, Jake? Did you get your shipping on your Tusk show up, Jake? Because mine shipped out yesterday. Moonrunner is leading. All right, that works. BECs, some drive shafts. Woo. Colin, what's up? So much for getting. Oh, yes. It is shipped out. So actually, he's in Arizona, so he shipped it out Tuesday. So probably, hopefully tomorrow or Saturday at the latest, I think it'll be here. And then I can probably get it built and painted and on the rock Sunday. For as cold as it is, it's supposed to be like 65, almost 70 degrees again here on Sunday. And it's cold as balls here right now. Oh no. Give it a minute. It's yeah, I saw you were Gary, it's snowing there. Goodness. Supposed to rain Sunday night, so I think we should be good. What's up? Yeah, everyone's on. Oh, okay. She woke up. Okay. But yeah, little one was fighting today, and then she finally went to sleep, and now naturally, as soon as I walk in here, she wakes up. So that's how it goes. But yeah, I saw your post out there. It was like, the things I do for you guys: 35 degrees, 20 plus mile an hour winds. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Got to get on the baby dudes. Yeah, it's been all right. I mean, obviously there's rough nights, but for the most part, she's been pretty good. So
It must have been the internet catching up.
yeah, everything catching up all at once. It did that a little bit ago. It was like just spurted everything. I was like, okay, we're good. Yeah. I saw the rain. It says Sunday night, so we should be good. Yeah, I think it'll be all right. Or everything's just gonna catch up. Have we got a controller in our hand yet? No, we haven't. Not yet. But I mean, sure enough, it just gives me more reasons to build more builds, right? Got to have a build for the baby. Ow! Step down on a piece of metal. Yep. Oh, goodness. Let me make sure everything here, because it's going here to there. Okay. Wi-Fi is holding strong here, so
My Wi-Fi. Now I'm getting chat, so that's cool.
yeah, yeah, chat and everything. That's at least keeping up. So how's everyone else
Well,
out
it
there
wasn't
doing?
it wasn't doing anything on mine.
Yeah, there we go. Everything seems to be catching up a little bit better.
Yeah, must just been my internet. Turn off the Wi-Fi and it starts working.
That's what I had to do that time or two before. Like the house internet, perfectly fine, but just was lagging here. So I just connected it to my phone and everything worked. I was like, but the house internet is superior to my phone speed. But it worked. It worked. I'll take it.
Yeah, good. That hopefully that fixes everything.
Good. Good.
So anyway, back to what I was starting to say. I was doing Class 1 SCX10 Pro things today.
Yeah.
It's going pretty well. Everything fit, and went out and burned a couple packs through it
Heck yeah.
after I left the shop. So that was pretty cool.
Heck yeah. And that you,
I just threw in some random RTR electronics. I figured if this gigantic
motor fits.
non-rebuildable motor fits, then
Anything will
everything else
fit.
should fit. Yeah.
Yep. That's no
So
kidding there. So it was able to just use basically instead of building it with the stock rails, you just put the brazen rails in its place and you're ready to rock and roll.
yep, yep. I
And
took the factory rails off, and I had to take the standoffs that go between the motor mount and transmission off.
okay. Yeah, I was seeing someone else, not even for that in general, but someone was saying is like, are the standoffs even necessary the way I haven't seen, I mean, I haven't put mine together yet, but I was like, well, if that still bolts up there, is there even a need?
No, I don't think so.
Sweet. So, and that'll be good because it's flat. So it's now a class one option, which I've seen a lot of people ask about getting the kit for class one. You need rails to make it compliant. Now you do.
Yep, now you have them. So
Heck yes.
they, I cut this specific one with the shock hoops bolt on,
Okay.
but the panhard mount bolts on outside the chassis rails.
Uh-huh.
So there's a little gap between the frame rail and the panhard
Gotcha.
mount because of the shock hoop, but I'm gonna just integrate the front shock hoops into the chassis, and they don't need to move anyway. So
Yeah.
integrate those in, and then we don't have to deal with that issue at all.
Heck yeah, that'll work perfect. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, I was like, oh, right, get mine all built, do a couple videos, and then take it back apart and do some swapping.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's the plan anyway. Let people be able to just swap stuff over and be able
Yeah.
to run it. But,
Yeah, that'll be definitely good, especially because I mean it is a full kit in a box, and the rest of it, look, axles and everything there look pretty good from everything I've seen. So, I mean, I don't think you have to worry about that. So now it has C1 and C2 options, and I think someone said they were working on four wheel steer for C3. So it's
that'd
going to
be
be all over the place. I see.
yeah. After driving it a couple battery packs a little while ago, I mean it's definitely a performer. I The wheelbase is probably a little long for a class one. You probably want to
Yeah,
shorten it up a little bit, but
yeah,
um,
but at least get you started. If you just got to change out some rear links, call it good.
right, yeah. So that's the shocks are a little fast for me,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
Uh, it's maybe the holes in the pistons are a little big or something because
Hmm.
I normally run the axial oil that
Yeah.
comes in the kits
Uh
in
huh.
my drive techs. So
Oh.
these are just quite a bit faster.
Yeah. Smaller piston. I'm sure they'll have a full list of support kits for those shocks here soon.
Yeah. My beard is not out of control, Jason. We got like 40-mile-an-hour winds today, and I was out in the wind playing
It's got to
tiny trucks for a little
take
bit.
a little bit to get it back in place and whatnot.
Yeah. I'm never too far away from a beard comb though, so.
What was I working on today? Oh, I need to fix a winch line. I did break a winch line. The one thing Theron actually said to check, and I was like, "Oh, mine are good." I pulled it out, and I have a D-ring in my front bumper that I guide it through, and it got pinched, and the frame rail just cut it right in half.
Yeah. How do I like the transmission in the new SCX10? It's smooth. The overdrive, it's got 40%. I've got it locked in 40% overdrive right now. But it's very long. It's I'm used to running Creeper T transfer cases, and it is about 5 times as long as that. So very long.
Oh. Dang, online's all jacked up. Yes, I did finally cut my hair and everything. Well, yesterday was a slow day and I was bored and I was just like, I brought some RC stuff to do and I got it knocked out too fast at work and I didn't bring any paint. So I was like, I'm gonna go get a haircut. I think between yesterday and today, I think I have like 6.5 hours. Not good when you're flat rate.
I spent the entirety of the last 6 days making skid plates. So.
Plenty of those then coming.
Well, yeah, there was a pretty big batch for another vendor, and then
Yeah, and I mean, I like the Pro Skid a lot because it just gives you options for the Team Garage Hack and the standard 3 gear, and you can flip it around and not worry about changing your links and all that other crap. So,
yeah,
I
make a
definitely like
Brazin
it.
version of a Weapon X, please. One I can get parts for. There, Wesley is working on. So we kind of divide our projects up a little bit, and Wesley is working on reviving some of the leaf spring stuff. It's going to be there. There are a couple of different leaf spring chassis that he's working on, and they should all be available. It's going to be one of those things where like you can mild to wild type of thing. So should be pretty good. I got to cut a couple of prototypes for him probably tomorrow again, just to send his way. But
heck yeah. Yeah, that's one thing I still need to do at some point is a good leaf spring build because I don't have any leaf springs, and I know some places still do class 0, and I was like, yeah, I might as well do leaf springs if I'm going to do that. And I was like, I just need to. I don't have one.
yeah, the only one I've got's my metal masher, so I should probably build something a little different also.
Or just, I mean, honestly, you probably just swap the body with a regular Hilux if you ever needed to.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's up, Jan? How's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Steve, C channel comp chassis. Well,
I don't know where that is currently, actually.
that thing was different.
It's here. I don't know where. I don't know where it is.
It is somewhere in the.
It is not within arm's reach of me, and I can't see it. But that doesn't mean that it's not like right over there.
Just on the other side, behind a coffee cup or something.
Well, yeah, it's over there somewhere. Should be anyway. Yeah. I know what shelf it should be on, but I can't quite see that from here.
Jason, look under the dust. All the cutting and stuff. But
yeah, you're right, Lucas. We have had that for a long time and haven't released it because it's one of those things where it takes a lot of time to machine those as a machined C channel. Ultimately, we want to do them in stamped aluminum, but that also requires making dies and having a rather large press to be able to stamp them. So
Yeah, tons of work. That thing was sweet though. Just how light it was insane.
yeah, it doesn't weigh anything at all.
Anything. 'Cause you were like, "Here," and I was like, "Wow, that
Yeah,
was
like
that was lighter
both
than my cell
rails.
phone." Yeah,
Yeah, both rails
easily.
together weigh like one carbon fiber rail. It's
Yeah,
crazy. They don't weigh
insane.
anything at all.
No, but you're right, so much work into a C channel, period, I
Yeah,
think, too.
yeah. If I mean, if I had to machine start to finish one set, I would guess that between setup and machine time, you're probably talking an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes just for one pair of rails.
Oh, yeah.
So it's actually like four setups in the machine and six different tools. So
Yeah.
it's need to get me
Lot of
down to King of Missouri. Well, you decided to put it on my birthday weekend, and I'm going to be at Crandon. So
also, if we happen to move King, Missouri, like, a week or 2 weeks before, I can bring the kiddo too. I can't bring him during the normal time because school starts, like, that day.
yep, yep, I should be at Crandon that week.
Nice.
So
So, I think you might like my little fix here. So, on the circus stuff, one of the biggest things that I think people are having problems with, how they say, like, they're on hard bodies anyway. If you're on Lexan, it's not a problem, but how there can be no gap between the body and the bumper. So, like, if you see any light through the body, between the body and the bumper, you're supposed to cover that up somehow. And I was like, what do I do? But for like the dual servo mount, I just took a piece of Lexan and just screwed it to the top of it, and there's no light, so
that'll
should
work.
work.
My
I
I
was gonna
mean
have to weld another bar.
my grill goes right down to the front of the chassis, and the bumper sits right against the grill. So
Yeah,
that should be fine, I assume.
I I I would like a better. I
Not
think
that it's
that
going to
needs to be a
matter
better
because
detailed picture.
there's only
One,
one place that's running Sorca 2023 rules anyway. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's really the only one. Well, yeah, for sure, the first and biggest. So I think those living rules will become very living after that event. We see some bodies.
yeah,
Electrical tape would work just fine too. But I was like, I thought I was gonna just weld another bar, and I was like, wait a minute, I can just take some Lexan, I can just drill it through the dual servo mount and be just call it good. So it worked. Because
that's how I normally do like a winch line guide or whatever. I'll just drill a
hmm
hole through the dual servo mount and run a rod end above it, run a screw up from the
perfect.
bottom into a rod end.
Yes. Oh yeah, that would work. Like that's probably why mine just comes undone at times when I find it least convenient.
Yeah.
There we go. Jeff brings bodies every comp so far. And dude, Jeff's bodies, those carbon fiber bodies are freaking sweet. Like those are some very, very cool bodies.
They are. I wish I wouldn't have
Even,
had
even
to make mine thicker.
yeah.
It sucked.
Even though it's a Jeep, like that's just the whole body looks really, really cool. So and they're
Yep.
light, they're narrow. I like them a lot. I really
Yep.
do need to get my hands on one of those at some point. But I mean I have enough I have a feeling my class one body is gonna make enough people upset as it is. And it's still heavy. I mean, it's still a heavy Hilux. It's just missing an inch out.
Yeah. Just cut the whole bed floor out of it, cover it in Lexan, and call it a day.
Yep. Well, someone's talking electrical tape. I mean, that was already took the suggestion from that live stream. That's packing tape for a windshield because there's no thickness requirement, and you can
No,
see
there's not.
through. You can see through it. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Yeah, I know he was working on some new versions of the bodies and some that were thicker. I got mine at nationals last year from him, so
Yep.
it was just it was flat out just too thin. So
Mm-hmm. What was the
bought a
other? What's the other C3 body that he ran last year where he had like the front, like the corners cut out? I always liked that
hmm
body. That was one of my
yeah,
favorites.
yeah. Too bad you can't do that anymore either in the
I
rules.
know. Well, I was actually looking at it earlier because it says that specifically only in the class 2 section. It doesn't say it in class 3.
Hmm.
Because
I guess I didn't pay attention to that.
because I would like to just cut the corner off of the kiddo's Hilux just for his tires, just a little extra clearance. So I was looking, and it just says this width, but in class 2, it specifically says has to be a straight line. But class 3, it doesn't say anything. So I need to post another question, but I think it's been 2 or 3 weeks now. I'm still waiting on my bumper question that I submitted to get answered. I know they're busy, so not a huge deal.
Yeah, real busy.
Yeah.
That's it's annoying how long it takes for them to answer questions.
Yeah. Josh, all I have to say is the new rules are not that hard to follow. Just set with them next to you and as you build. Yeah, yeah. You just set them down like that first. Reading that very first revision was iffy just because they had some of the wrong measurements in there. It almost made a lot of builds almost impossible, especially in class 2 and 3. But
Yeah.
once that new reversion came out, it was like realistically, almost I'd say 90% of everyone's class 2s and 3s would have been just fine with maybe a couple bumper changes. Class 1 was the biggest one. Everyone had to change bumpers and cover up some shock towers, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, if you wanted to just run your same old truck from last year, you probably would have gotten by with a bumper, a front
Yep.
bumper, probably, and doing something to cover the shock hoops, and that
Yeah.
was about it.
Yeah, and
So
it's pretty easy. I mean, I just took a chair, like a cloth, cut it, made a tarp right over the towers, and it was done.
yeah, I just jumped on the computer quick and 3D printed a bed insert.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
these are ugly as sin, but
They
they're just
work.
rectangles, but they work. So
Yeah, that's all that matters.
it doesn't look that bad. Like
I like it.
does, but it doesn't. They're wrapped in camo, so you can't see them anyway.
You can't see them anyway.
Yeah,
It works. Emo Vengeance here. Drive Tex or Desert Lizards full drip? Drive Tex, hands down.
yeah.
Your
Don't
best
even
shot,
buy
yeah.
a Desert
Yeah,
Lizard.
no. I used them when I first started, and then I got started using real shocks. I was like, yeah, we're done here.
Yeah. Yep, I had a buddy that put a set of Desert Lizards on a Capra, and he was told that they were the best shocks you could buy, and they're not.
No. I mean, I know people have taken time and time and time, and if you put a ton of time into it, you can make them work. But it's still I can just get a bag of Drive Tex, or I order my in the work shocks that come assembled and they're already filled with oil, so I don't have to touch anything. I'm done. I bolt them on and I'm done.
I've got a set of in the work shocks that came in a lot of stuff, but you can't. As soon as you squeeze them, they squirt oil out. So
oh wow,
like they leak bad, like way worse than an
Damn.
axial shock.
Holy crap!
I was like, I'm gonna just order a set of Drive Tex.
Yeah, I've been lucky so far.
Vanquish Phoenix shocks, yeah, they work too.
Yeah, they work.
These new axial shocks on the Pro aren't bad either. Like I said, they call them a big. They say they're a bigger bore and this and that, but I don't know. They just seem fast for me. But
yeah,
I prefer a slower shock. I don't know why I just do.
Justin, Tim, do you wake up each day and read the rules for the day? Well, just to make sure.
Only when the rules change.
Yep. Yep. My rectangle page of the day, and carry on. Gary, who said you can't see the light between body and bumper? That is for the new Sorka rules. That is how it is, unfortunately, read. But that is for hard body. That's to gain hard body points, is that. But if you run Lexan, it doesn't matter. You're still going to get points for your bumpers. But for hard body, it has to fill rectangle to rectangle, bumper to bumper. And there have been a couple posts on there, and it was confirmed that that's how it is.
That's silly.
It's iffy because especially on shit, I don't have any. like the 250 or G pound, like they curve. You have to put some work into it or push your body out further. I said, and you've seen how my front bumper's set up, and
So
it's iffy.
so like this truck, the front bumper is right at the front of the hood,
Yeah,
but there's no grill.
yeah, yeah, and that's perfectly fine.
Which is silly. Like, okay, I put inner fenders in there so you can't see the servos from the side,
Yeah,
but you can see them from the front,
yep,
and that's totally okay. Like,
yep, that's totally fine. Yeah, I did inner fenders today. I don't think I actually needed to, but oh no, for when I run my Lexan body, I did. So I went ahead and got them in there and mounted up. I still need to make an interior for this now. I really debated on cutting the roof and doing just a thin exo cage, just because then I can shave about an inch out of the top. It's 4 inches from like the bottoms to about here, and then or like 4 1/4, and then 4 1/4 right here. I can just raise it just a little bit. Because that's one thing. It's like, where do you want me to measure? You want me to measure from here, or do you want me to measure from here? Like, how far
right,
is my dedicated cab area? Because
right.
it just has to be 2x3 up here. So I'm like, well, I mean, I can fit 2x3 right here, which would still just be this section, which means I can get it down to like there.
Right.
But it's also, do I want the weight of a metal cage up top?
Nope.
No.
Unless it's brass tube that
Yeah, and
doesn't weigh anything.
I did pick some up today, so I will learn how to brace and brass tube.
Yeah, I just use silver solder.
Nice. Okay, cool. I think I grabbed that too. I grabbed a bunch of shit at Harbor Freight yesterday.
Yep.
Just run plastic icons with no oil. Well, that I know a ton of people that run the old school or the plastic axial shocks, and they run them and they use them on everything. I'm like,
Until about
I just could never.
2 years ago, I that's what I ran.
No, like I tried a few times, but
Yep, I always just put mini T springs on them and called it a day.
yep.
When they leaked oil enough out to where they started making funky noises, I unscrewed the cap and
Hmm.
squirted some oil down in there and stuck them back together.
Yeah.
So
Theron, I'm still not sold in merch. Theron, you're not sold on anything. You're just not happy with your class 3 at all right now, which we need to look at them because our trucks are identical. Like,
I have
they
never
are
built a class
identical.
3 truck that I like.
See, and I have really this last King was or Crawlpalooza, I was actually super happy with my class 3, and then this now one I'm running now, I'm actually excited for class 3. I've actually been having fun with it, which is oddly enough
Yeah.
because honestly, like class 3's never been like class 1's always been my favorite. But like at
Yep.
nationals, I did the best. I placed higher in class 3 than anything else. And I was like, I almost got I almost got inside the 20. Like that was pretty cool. And like ended up still somehow driving the best in class 3. Oddly enough, I don't get it.
Yeah. I every time I build a class 3, like I think my class 1s are so good that
Mhm.
I feel like I think I may have unrealistic expectations for a class 3. You know what I mean? It's like,
Like
man,
you
it's got
wanted to do
four-wheel steer and big tires. It should do everything. Like if it should
everything.
be if I can see a line, it should be able to do it.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
and
Then it
sometimes
doesn't.
they just don't. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, this is stupid. I bet I could get my class 1 up there.
Yeah. Like you can pull yeah, I do that before. Like I'll be running a line and like class 3, I'm like, "Oh yeah, this will just, does good or it might struggle a little bit." And then like my class 2 and it's like, bloop, I'm like, "How?"
Yeah, why? Why did it? Yeah. So I end up driving my class 1 way more than I drive anything else, and
Yeah,
I
I
finished
like
up
the crap out of mine.
finished up that class 3 the other day, and I drove it around in the shop a little bit. I need to take it outside and actually drive it outside, but I'm still waiting on my Hyrax LPs to show up or to
Y
even ship.
Yeah, that's a lot of people, like, they're just no one's got anything on them yet. I was like,
Nope.
everything else that they've did during that release has already shipped and it's out the door.
Yep. So
So, yeah, so
hopefully they show up sometime.
mhm. So, I got Vincent. picked up my SCX10 from him, and he shipped it out to me Tuesday night or Tuesday afternoon, or everything for him. Wednesday was it? Yeah, Wednesday night, almost at about the end of the day. One of the guys at the Hobby Town calls me like, "Hey, look what showed up." I'm like, "I swear to God!" And right there, all the two Pro kits sent right there. I'm like, "Well," I was like, "I already paid for another one, and it's already on its way." I
Yeah.
was like, I mean, I wouldn't mind a second one, but might have to wait for a second. But apparently, they're having issues because they, for whatever reason, have got the wrong release date, and it won't let them actually like you could pre-order it, but it won't actually finish their transaction because it's not officially released on their system. I'm like, other hobby towns have them on the shelves, and Axial sent them all out 2 weeks ago.
Hmm.
So I don't know what happened.
Well, CBE wheels weigh 10 pounds. I don't want a 10-pound truck. That's why the CBE wheels work is because they weigh so damn much. I don't want that.
Yeah.
That's
Hey, Gary. Speaking of bumpers, still waiting on my bumper video. Your bumper is going to, it is being saved. They are going to go on the SCX10 Pro. So in the SCX10 Pro video, you will see Gary's bumpers get mounted on there. At least the front one. I think I have the rear one on my Class 2 because I really like it on
yep.
there. Yeah, you run Lex anyway, so you don't have to worry about the bumpers and stuff. Jason, those tests look good. Yes, yes, they do. Finally, you can come to the grip side. They were in stock the other day, so I ordered just an extra 2 or 3. I think I ordered 1 or 2 sets. Jake ordered 3 sets so I could do cut and shuts for him too. So,
Yeah. I prefer my trenchers. You all right?
there we go. One
Lose your
decided to die.
lose your connection there.
Yeah. I mean, I love my AirPods, but they've hit their, year and a half or 2-year limit. So then naturally, they do not like to stay or hold charge or all that good stuff. I need to
Yeah.
just get the pros, but
Yeah. Do you think they'll be strict on brass weight now? No, as long as it's a functional part, no. Um, we still can't have any bolt-on like weight hangers or anything like that. So, there's not really a whole lot they can do if it's a functional part like the actual knuckle. They can't tell you can't make your knuckle out of brass. I guess they could make the new rule, but I don't see that ever happening. Just weighed my C3. It's 7.3 pounds with a battery. Yeah, that's way too much. I don't know what my C3 weighs, but I guarantee you it's not anywhere near that.
okay, there we go. Change out some headphones.
Back.
Yeah, I'm back now. I was hoping like I could get sound, but I wasn't sure if it was like back feeding through. So I was like, I better just hurry up real quick.
No, you're fine. So
Just,
here's my
Jesse, 1
C3
inch.
again.
That red carbon. I really like how you did the rear servo wires with the link. Like
Yeah, just
that's
that wire
genius.
loom is inside. The wire goes inside that wire loom, and so does the link. So it literally can't get hung up on anything. It goes over the
Yeah,
top of the diff.
brilliant. That is a really, really good idea. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go.
Yeah, I don't know what this thing weighs, but it's not anywhere close to 7 pounds.
Yeah, mine is a my C3's got some weight to it, but I mean it is super shafty CP43 axles and everything else. Like those, anytime. Like I love my metal axles for the most part. They have some weight to them. I am changing my C2 up. I am going from AR45s. I do have a set of F10 portals on the way, so I will try those out. I say
Yep.
I like them on the other rigs I got, and this is like I'll try it on my comp rig.
Yep, I like the F10 portals. I'm not sold on them on the C3 yet, just
Yeah,
because portals and big tires, I don't know if that's going to be what I want to do, but I may end
Yeah.
up with F10 straights instead.
See, when I was redoing all my C3, I debated for a while, like, do I go Capra axles or just some XR with Air 44s? And I was like, I just went with Capra again. And it's like, with a cut and shut tire with a smaller size, it is a noticeable difference than like a full size 2.2. Because that's what the first one time I had Capra C3 was full size 2.2, and I did not like it. It is all over the place. Cut and shut,
Mm.
totally new world. Elliot here. How are we doing? Recently split up my G-Shot to build something else. I have no idea what to build though. Got VP Capra axles, portal trans links, etc. Well, you tuned into the right show. There is lots of stuff to build. Honestly, with all of that, Capra axle, so servo and axle, I'd build a high-low.
You're about an hour behind on comments, bud.
Yeah, said I missed a
What do you
bunch of stuff
what do
for
you call
whatever
the
reason.
high-low with flat rails, and is it releasing? It will be releasing. I don't think it's been officially named yet. So you guys will be the first ones to know when it is, though.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. I actually have like plenty of like video to go along with that thing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like I told you, it's not. You don't have to hide it. It's not like
Yeah.
it's not a secret project. You know, we had them on the table at Crawlapalooza. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, it's done really well. I've liked it a lot. Lucas, you've been running yours for quite a while too, haven't you? You got everything up and running on it. That I don't know. I really like it, and it does well on straight axle and portal axle.
yeah.
So that my first built it up was with just some AR-44s, SSDs, and did great. And then I bumped it to my full-time class too and put portals on it, and it still did the exact same lines. I was like, all right, we're good.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
yeah. Like I talked about on live stream the other night, I wanted all of my trucks to be very similar this year.
Yes,
So
which is a
all
great
the
idea.
yeah, all the drivetrain, all the electronics, all the chassis, all the shocks, they're all the same. The only difference is my class 2 has 90mm shocks on it instead of 80s.
Yeah,
But otherwise they're all virtually
exactly.
the same.
Yeah, and that's like all my electronics, everything's there. And like, I generally have like my Reaper's near clone, like everything is the same axles, everything's set up. So if all else fails, it's like I have an extra truck, I can steal everything from it.
Yeah.
It's like always have a
So,
parts truck.
I'll have 2 parts trucks. So,
Yeah. Except the one year I think I was really prepared for something like that. Of all the things that went out mid course that I could have prepared for was a receiver. I was like,
yeah, it sucks.
it was like, servos, sometimes you can see if they're getting a little weak or your motor. The receiver's just like, do. I'm out. I'm
Gone.
like,
Yeah.
ah,
So I got the Noble Pro,
yeah.
and I set up my class 1 how I wanted it in the
hmm
radio, and then
Yeah.
I just copied it for class 2 and class 3. And then so all the buttons are all the same, all the trims are all the same, all the expos are all the same. So
That works.
it just added the rear steer, you know what I mean, in
Yeah.
the class 3. So
Oh, heck yeah.
all the winches work the same, and yeah. So
Sweet.
they're all made that a little easier too,
Yeah.
being able to copy.
Yeah. Yeah. Instead I use my DX5 for freaking ever, which always worked good for me, and they were simple and cheap. But ooh,
Solid.
that was the iPad. We're gonna put it over here.
Bravo.
But I don't know, just the way the Noble felt in my hand, and the way I had the way I was able to get the switches set up worked. It's just more comfortable for me, so
Yeah.
I like it a lot. and the
I do.
interface is pretty easy to use.
Yeah, I do not mix rear steer. I use the dial.
Yeah. Yeah. Now mine's I don't use I don't use the back dial. I use the thumb.
Yeah, I've got the back right side dial. I can get it with the
Uh,
top of my thumb.
yep.
When I've got the
Yeah.
grip, I can get it with the top of the back of my thumb.
Yeah.
It's
Because
actually
all the
easier than
switches.
getting to the winch buttons.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's been working good, so I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Not made to bounce. Yeah, yeah, no, iPads are not made to bounce, unfortunately, but I've
Nope.
had several of them bounce, and they usually have one good bounce in them, and then it's over.
MT4 is the best four wheel steer remote. I've never used one, so I don't know.
I don't know what the other. I think Radio Link dropped a new like ginormous screen controller I saw the other day, and I was like, that looks way overly complicated.
I'd try not to pay attention to that stuff because it'll just lead to me spending money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like you were saying the other day, Tuesday, getting the morning going, drinking Red Bull, coffee, whatever, and then watching the Scale News update, and it's like, well, crap, I didn't know I needed this, and I didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
Ah, dang it, man.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And
It's
with all
even
this,
worse when you have a decent PayPal balance from weekend sales. You're like,
uh-huh.
oh crap, I could buy that, but I don't want to.
Yeah, it's like, does this money actually count yet? So then it's like, it's
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Lucas, there's a comp tomorrow, huh? Hmm.
Ooh.
I won't be able to
So,
make it over there. Too much going on. I got too far behind being gone for King of the Hammers.
yeah. Looked fun, though. It looked fun.
It is.
I think that would be,
It's a lot of work to have a lot of fun though. So
yeah. I think it would definitely be cool to have that on a list to go to at one point in time.
oh, you definitely have to go at least once. But if
Yeah.
you don't have a vehicle there
Mm-hmm.
with you
Yeah.
that you can drive out in the desert and not really, you know,
Mm-hmm.
if you flew in somewhere and rented a Corolla, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah.
Like it's not, when you get to Hammertown, like Hammertown's cool. There's a lot of stuff in Hammertown to see, but
Yeah.
like all the rocks are miles away.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna hike it. You're not gonna
No.
hoof it. I promise you. I had to hoof it once. It's not fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I said, I don't know. I still got the wife's on board at some point for a nice Moab trip, so might squeeze that in at some point just to get down there and have some fun too. But
Yep. I
I
need to. I'd
think
like to
I'm okay.
go. I'd like to go visit West Desert Wheelers area and
Oh yes, that area is so nice. I have so many videos in that area. Just always look great.
yep.
Theron, what do you prefer, the Noble or the DX5? You know what I prefer.
I've never used a DX5 either. I've never used a Spectrum radio that wasn't an RTR radio. I've
Ooh.
always used the Fly Sky stuff.
we don't worry, we got the old reliable G for King of Hammers. I think our definition of reliable differs greatly, Jake. I don't know. I think Cassie has started to consider a Forerunner as an option, maybe to replace the Rav4, something a little bit bigger. So
My
that
wife
might
just
get me.
picked up a Grand Cherokee Limited.
Yeah. Ooh. We had one of those Grand Wagoneer things at the dealer because our dealership takes pictures for all of the other dealerships we own. So we always have
Mhm.
all this stuff in there. And one of those Grand Wagoneers was in there. I was like, I think it's massive. And then I was like,
Yeah, but they're like,
$106,000.
uh huh, yeah.
And then we had the day Saturday. It was a Jeep Wrangler in there. It had a Hellcat, whatever they're big. Is that the
The
Hellcat
three
that's in the
the three
Wrangler?
ninety two.
Yeah, $97,000 for.
Mhm.
I was like, but that's still at the end of the day, it's still a Jeep Wrangler, and it's $97,000.
Mhm. buddy of
Uh-uh.
mine, local buddy, the one that raced King of the Hammers, has a 392 Wrangler, and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean it's a recon package and all kinds of.
Mhm.
It's basically the highest end package you can
Yeah.
get. He was able to get it at Sticker. They had ordered it for, well, actually one of his customers' wife, but
Mhm.
she had spec'd it basically every single option, but they forgot to order the Gorilla Glass windshield
Oh,
thing.
that's okay.
And by the time they realized that, it was too late to cancel it. So
Mm.
it ended up showing up anyway. So he traded in like a 17 and a half or an 18 and a half, whatever the year split was,
Yeah.
JL. And he got pretty good money out of the trade in too. So
Nice. That's good. It's always good when you get some money out of the trade. So I
yeah.
said she leased the Rev 4 because actually for a while and actually through Toyota that's the better option now. It's better to lease the vehicle first and then buy it. Is 3 years of no interest and lower payments, and then in 3 years it's still going to be worth more than you owe because it's a Toyota, and that's just how
Hmm.
Toyotas are. But
Yep.
if I can get her talked into Forerunner, that wins for me because Forerunner, then I can go ahead and go for the new Tundra. So I'm really
Yeah.
debating SUV or truck this next time. But if she already has an SUV, I can get a truck again.
Yep. Yep. I got about 2 inches of beard on you. Well, I just cut about 3 inches off of this. So before I went to Hammers. Yeah.
Oh
Scott, how's
man.
it going, buddy? Futaba radios, no thank you.
I've never used a Fatava. I know a lot of people swear by them, but I just never have.
Nope, not my thing.
Also, maybe I was always just looking at the wrong receivers, but the receivers were like $60 a piece all the time. I was like, I have a lot of trucks.
Yeah. Never done a flat rail kit before. C1 Pro chassis kit looks like a great place to start. Do you know when you'll have more? I believe the rails should be probably mid next week, and I've got to ship skids to Wesley tomorrow. I just got a bunch of set screws in today. I finished packing up a bunch of skid plates for Crawler Canyon, and now I got to pack up a bunch and send to Wesley so that he can package the kits for the C1 Pro kits when the rails come. So I would assume mid next week they will be
Sweet.
back on the site. It's kind of, that's the one thing that is difficult about myself living in northern Indiana and Wesley living in mid to south Texas is trying to keep things flowing smoothly.
Yeah.
Just because he'll have some inventory there and I'll have some inventory here, and if somebody orders something that I have as well as something that he has, it we either have to double ship it or um, kind of ship it to each other, and then that person ends up having to wait, which we don't typically do. We'll just double ship stuff, and
Yeah.
that way everything gets shipped quickly. But
King 420. So will the high-low ever be in a full kit setup, or is there one I'm not aware of? I don't think there's really a kit needed for a high-low.
man, the thing about the high low is it's such a customizable chassis, as in like you can build it with basically any component combination, that it basically makes it impossible to make it a kit. And realistically, even if it were a kit, all you would be buying is frame rails, a skid plate, and maybe sliders, because there's not a
Yeah.
CMS bracket. There's not really any other spacers or anything like that that are required for it. So
Yeah. They're
it's not
they're
really
simple and they go together really really smoothly.
yeah, there's not a whole lot to them, which makes it pretty nice to do.
I, I was just happy when I got this one. I was able to snag a purple one because
Yeah,
I know those didn't last long. I was like, oh no. And then uh, Jake was like, I got a purple one. I was like, I'll take it.
yeah, those didn't last very long. I didn't. I don't like doing um, that stuff all that often.
Hmm.
Just because that specific material is a pain in the ass to cut.
Yeah.
It's a pain to clean up, and same thing with like the red silk weave carbon stuff. That's
Yeah.
the manual cleanup at the end is pretty taxing compared to other
Yeah.
stuff.
It makes it not worth your time.
Yeah. Yes, high-low is class 2 and 3 legal.
Yeah. But yeah, oh yeah, I'm super happy. The way that his whole high lows honestly came together is really really nice. And since he's for sure at least doing class 3 at the Colorado thing fair, at least better get him some points going. So we at least got it started. At least got him a hard body. I actually don't know if I have room for an interior because I have some stuff mounted, but we'll get it figured
Mm,
out at some point. We'll throw some skeletons in there and call it a day.
yeah, it only has to be 1 inch deep from the windows, so
Oh, that's true. Yeah, yeah, I can make that happen.
and it doesn't say the floor has to be flat either, it just says it has to be 1 inch deep,
No, because
so
I need to actually, I need to remove his winch because I had it hidden like in the back. Because when I did the capper cage on it, there was no room up front, but now there is. So I might try to put his winch back up front somewhere.
yeah,
Then I'll have room.
so
But not too, not too shabby. Not the best body work, but we got screws and aluminum, so it at least won't come apart.
right. I sold a couple more, wrap kits yesterday.
Ooh, nice.
Shipped today.
I probably need to
I need
order
to go
another
through
one or two of those again, just to
I need
have.
to go through and reprint some of the stuff that's out of stock.
Yeah. But so, like I think we were talking, like I still have a bit of material left from the several wraps I've done, so I'm thinking about using just parts of them because I like the colors a lot and the patterns look really, really good. So I'm probably gonna recycle them to mix match some stuff. But I
I
definitely just want another couple full ones because they're just super, they're cool and
Yeah,
unique. I like it.
I think I'm gonna print some without the wording also, just so that way people can have the patterns without the words. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'll sell too. People like the wraps. Like I always use like the wraps for like hoods and roof. I use it to cover up my body work.
that's why yeah, that's why I decided to do it because my class 2 needed some body work, and I was like,
Yeah.
not doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I said the one with my on the C3 was just awesome because it fits everything so dang good.
Yeah,
Oh, actually, I'm gonna have to do some work. I think I need to lower this down because I think it's actually possibly not fully rectangle compliant, or I broke something. That's very
uh,
possible.
why does it need to be rectangle compliant?
Uh, you know, I mean, it's just, if anything, it's close enough. If anything else, I'll just have some Lexan with me, just bolt it to the bottom of it to make it long enough.
Yeah. Do I view the SCX10 Pro as competition or increasing the total customer base by getting more people into comps? Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
I do.
yeah,
Um, I, I don't think it's gonna hurt our sales realistically because um, that's not that's just not what it would do. Um, if
people that want
anything,
to
like
build up
people that want to build a custom truck are gonna build a custom truck. So
exactly.
um, if anything, it would increase the customer base because they will buy this, build it, and go, okay, that's cool. Let's see what else I can do. Um, Pushing people's boundaries, skill level boundaries, a step at a time is helpful, and this I think will push people gently into a more competitive path. So
Yeah,
I think it'll be fine. I'm not
it's a
worried about
good
it.
it's a good jump start kit into the rabbit hole for sure.
Yep.
Especially 'cause I've seen a lot of posts about people that like the scale side of it, but that's an easy way into the comp side. And
Yep.
there is a chassis that will be available for it, and it's just going to give you, yeah, it'll be a rabbit hole. It's going to get a lot of people.
Yeah, so
Or if they like that one, they want it. Well, let me try this by myself and build it from the ground up, and that's going to bring them in too.
right. The only thing I haven't done yet is body mounting, which I didn't do any of the body mounting stuff on it before I swapped the frame rails either. So
Yeah.
it comes with a mess of different body mounts and body
Ooh,
mount options, and
good. I like having
it
extras.
actually was almost kind of daunting looking at the bag of body mounting stuff. So yeah, uh, how
Yeah,
close is the
definitely.
SCX10 Pro chassis to the ATL chassis? Let me see if I have. Let me grab. There's an ATL Pro over here.
If you ever come to King Hammers, need to come over for some barbecue to help traffic there. Stretch over 2 weeks. Still don't like the King Hammers time in the town, but happy to. Nice. Yes, if I'm ever out that way, I will for sure hit you up. Be a good time. I need one.
So
Yes,
if you look at bumper heights with them, like there's a huge difference in belly height between the ATL Pro and the SCX10 Pro. Um, it's the ATL Pro is a much shorter chassis height wise. So
that's what
and
I
the
like a
and
lot
the
about it.
and the ATL Pro has a much greater skid plate angle. So
Yeah, I just love the overall profile, like between like the ATL, the V2, and the C1 Pro, like that overall profile, how short the chassis is.
mhm.
I love it.
Yeah, it makes
Just
a big difference in my
it's
opinion. That
bolt on and gain all the clearance.
mhm. Yeah, it's I spent a lot of time. Well, Wesley and I both spend a lot of time designing and redesigning and test fitting and making sure that things fit the way we want them to. But
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Oh,
thank you, no problem.
Gary, you can answer whenever you can. I know you're driving or working. The new EXO transmission, it's the Alpinus with no overdrive, right? So it's just overall smaller. There's no gearing changes. It's just simply it doesn't have the selectable overdrive in the rear, right? I saw it pop up the other day and I tried to get it to load, but my stuff was not cooperating and I forgot to go back and look. Because I do like the ability to choose 28% or 0%, but I mean, I can always add overdrive other ways for a smaller transmission.
Yeah, I will say the high overdrive ratio in the SCX10 Pro was working pretty well on reasonably high traction rock a little while
Yeah.
ago. So
And you're just manually locking yours. You're not using the servo, are you?
yeah, I'm not
And
putting a
that's pretty
servo in
easy. It's
there.
just a little boop, boop, switch and you're done.
Yeah, so it's going to be super difficult to see, but there's
Yeah.
a body clip right here.
Okay.
So you just pull this body clip out, pull it backwards, and then there's two different locations in this little tab on the backside of the transmission. It's
Sweet.
impossible to show on camera, but
Yeah.
um, yeah. Anyway, you'll see it when you get it. It's
Yep.
pretty easy,
Cool,
and
cool. I do like that.
realistically, you're going to put it in one position. You're going to leave it there. So
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I said, unless for whatever reason I was like, oh, I'm just going to trail with this one day, I'll throw it in zero, but most time it's going to be in 40 all the time.
yep.
Gary, yes, just no overdrive. Okay, cool. Sweet, sweet. Thanks, man. I may have to snag one of those because I'm slowly acquiring all the stuff for the Sporty, and I think that'll be a good one for me. I just need one more capper axle and some goat tires from Deluxe, and I'll start down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, I hope these freaking Hyrax LPs show up soon because
I want to
I'm
see
kind of
them
getting anxious.
because I was gonna have that's what Dallas and Jake they were gonna order for their class 3, but we've been doing C3 already pretty common here, so we haven't. And with no ETA, so he just ordered some tusks, and I'll just cut and shut them and get them done for him because I was like, the Hyrex, I think they're gonna be a good tire. I want to see
If you
them.
can get them, yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if you can't get it. Does Brazin sell MOA and sporty chassis? No, we do not sell MOA or sporty chassis currently. However, there's nothing saying you can't use a high-low as a sporty.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've thought about it myself. Lucas, yes, I am starting one. Justin, here, you guys all met Justin at the comp. He has made this for me, and he's got one that he's running too, and I like it a lot, and I'm excited for it. Definitely looks good. It's got all the adjustments and stuff I like, and it's adjustable here, height up and down if you want to change up a few more things. So I'm definitely excited to get that going, because all the other big events like King Missouri or Crawlapalooza, everyone on Sundays is doing the sporty stuff, and I want to. I've never made it that way. I was like, if I build one, I have to go. So
I've got an 11-hour drive home from Crawlapalooza, so I'm on the road on Sunday morning.
Yep.
Yeah, an 11-hour drive and a time change the wrong way. So
yeah. Oh yeah, you do. You got that time change right there.
yeah, yeah. I'm only like probably 45 minutes from different time zone where I'm at.
Yeah.
So
That's not too bad.
no, but it's annoying when you have a long drive and
Yeah.
you're coming back. So like if I go to Crawler Canyon on a Friday night to
Yeah.
the comp, if I leave there at what would be 11 o'clock there, it's midnight at my house already, and then I have a 2-hour drive home. So I don't get home
Oh
till
yeah.
2:15, 2:30 in the morning. So
Oh yeah. And I said, what was that? Yeah, we left. Nationals ended, and we hit the road. Like we stayed in Alabama. That like Sunday was done. We stayed. We left out Monday morning. But I was like, man, I was ready to get home. Just
yeah,
a long drive. Luckily, me and the wife we split driving, so it's all good. Because she drives at night. Because
yeah,
I don't like driving at night as much anymore. And said, Jake could split driving, but he won't let my sister drive. Which honestly, I don't blame him, because I've seen her drive, so it's not a bad idea. And she's probably watching.
I drove all the way to Nationals and back overnight throughout the night. So like, what did
Oh.
we leave? We left on Saturday night. We left
Mhm.
on Saturday night after everything was done, all the raffles and whatever. I think we left
Yep.
there at like 8 p.m.
Yep.
and I drove all the way home all night, and we got home at 8 a.m. And then Hibby drove to Crawlapalooza and back.
Yeah. He'd be such a blast.
I love that. I love that dude. Oh, speaking of
Just
Hibby, hang on just a second here. I may
Dallas is gonna kill you. Yes.
I may throw some special things on the website tomorrow. Hibby sent me a bunch of rotors.
Uh,
These are aluminum anodized black and remachined, and then I've got
yes.
raw aluminum and brass as well. I may throw those
Ooh.
on the site tomorrow, and
Oh yes. Yes. If
I
no
need
one's
to
ever
take some
seen
pictures.
those are awesome. And what makes those cool is they're what is it? Bi-directional is the correct term. So you
Yeah,
don't have to you don't accidentally mount them up the wrong way.
there's purple ones I got from him at Crawlapalooza,
Yes, those are so good.
and then when they're behind
Behind a
a wheel.
wheel. God, they just look so good.
Yeah, yeah. So I think I'll probably throw the black and brass and aluminum on the site tomorrow. Not getting my
I think
purple ones.
no. Like those are mine.
Yeah,
I have my
I
heavy
had to
hook
pry
somewhere.
these from his cold dead hands. Oh, he's kicking
I
stuff
mean
off
I
the table.
I can't blame you though. Those still got
I think
a couple
I've got a
heavy
couple
hooks in
hundred
there
hooks
hiding around.
too.
Yeah.
Got a couple hundred of them over here, all different colors.
Oh yes. Yeah. The hooks are super nice. I am
Purple,
just the
dark blue,
yes.
raw aluminum, red, black, or green.
all the colors. I have a
all the
few more of
colors.
them somewhere.
I think I've probably got 200 or 250 of them here. So I need to make a post about them and get them really on the
Yeah,
site moving. So they're on the site, but they're not hidden, but they're kind of just
yeah, yeah.
they're
Get
just
them up
there.
there and
I
we'll
need to
share away.
yeah, I need to make a post about them and get them moving a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about the color, but I love a full purple rig. It's purple just seems it pops so well. I think that's what it is about the purple. It pops really, really well. I mean,
Yeah,
between purple chassis or super shafted wheels, the rotors, the hooks, purple just pops. I don't know if it's I don't know anything about anodizing. I don't know if it's just the way it anodizes, it just always seems to just pop so well.
yeah,
Dallas, I have keys to your house. I'll take your truck keys. Well, you did that once, and I knew exactly where you were.
yeah. Nobody has keys to my stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, she watches they comes over, watches the dogs or whatever, or make sure the truck doesn't get stolen, but then she in fact steals the
But
truck
and
and drives it
steals it
around.
herself. Yeah,
Yes.
whatever. As long as it
But
doesn't get wrecked.
yeah. And I give her props. She was careful. Like she even had Jake back it back into the garage because she couldn't. And they marked where the tires were and everything. But my
Too
phone already
much.
told but my phone already told me that the truck left the garage, so
Yeah.
too late.
Busted.
Yep.
Yeah. Hmm. I need to get some. I need to run to the hobby shop tomorrow and get some tire glue. I've got a sidewall coming apart on my little trencher.
Oh no. Yeah, I was messing around with tires. I drove the trenchers last week and then I swapped out with the landmines and drove them around. And I was like, I knew I've tried the landmines before in class one. I was like, I'm kind of digging them. They worked really well here for us, really well. But when I tried the trenchers, it was noticeably colder, so I think that had a little bit to do with it.
Yeah, the
Because
I
last
always
weekend was
run.
nice.
I always run Predator compound anyway. So,
Yeah.
I saw something about zinc.
Yep.
Um, the zinc chassis were pretty cool. They looked so good. So
They
like me and
did.
Wesley like doing, quick little, 10 to 20 piece little surprise runs of stuff. Whether it's oh Jesus, bot lost a 6 foot bot lost a 6 foot stick of aluminum. Um, whether
That'd been
they're
loud.
whether they're anodized wheels or purple chassis or zinc plated or anodized, we just kind of every now and then just throw out a random cookie. You know what I mean?
See,
Just
and I was mad at myself because he shared it, dropped them. I was like, cool, sweet. I grabbed the yellow one, I put it in my cart, and then I set the phone down, grabbed the baby, started crying, and we both fell asleep. And I woke up and they were out.
mhm. They
I
don't
was
they don't
like,
last long.
no, they didn't. I was like, gosh, dang it. Oh well, it is what it is.
Yeah. What
Still
foam with
super,
a
super
predator?
cool.
What foam with Predator tires? Well, it depends on the weight of the truck. I mean, these Predator Hyraxes have whatever these. I don't know, Lucas. What are these called? I don't even remember what these are called.
The crazy crawler foams or alt
No, but
foam?
I don't know if they are though. They're like regular foam. They're not like the high density foam. And
Oh,
then my trenchers have the factory foams in them right now currently. I have some little Novas for them, and that's why I was taking them off of wheels because I'm gonna swap the foams out. But no, they're not. They're not the alt foams either.
no.
I don't know.
Actually, I
I
picked
got
up
'em-
some.
I got these tires used from somebody, and they were in them. So
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it looks like the stock. That's how the stock J Concepts for Class 1 tire foam is.
it could be. I mean, it feels like the density feels like a stock foam, but
Yeah.
I
I, th-
guess I don't. I haven't had any J Concepts tires, so I don't.
I actually picked up some weird boom racy dual stage foams the other day for the Class 1, and they've actually done really, really well. So I'm actually kind of impressed because they were only like $8 a set. I was like, I'll try them for $8.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always thought that these Hyraxes with these foams that are in them, I've always thought these tires needed more foam in them, and now that I have it apart, I've never taken these off the wheels that they were on, so
Now you know why.
now I know why they felt flat. They had enough support, but, like, it there was always, like, a gap between the tire and the foam where it's cut, and it
Yeah,
was oh, yeah, I was suggesting alt foam, sorry, yeah, my bad.
yeah.
Yeah, I haven't tried alt foams either. I always stick to my Crawler Innovations foams because it's what I've been running since, like,
Ever.
2000 dirt. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
since forever.
yeah, it's tried and true, and I know they work, and I know how they act, so
Yeah,
and I know
Dallas. We
what
just
densities I like, and
exactly. Once you find a setup that you like and it works, it's like I just use it and run it.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I know,
Until someone can prove to me without a shadow of a doubt that X setup is better than Y, I
and
like
it all
Y,
comes
I'm just
down,
gonna keep using it.
and it all, again, it comes down to your truck too and the way you drive. Some foams may be really good, but then they're not good on your truck or your area or your driving.
Yeah.
Dallas, we need to give Jake more Fireball at our comp so then we can steal his raffle ticket and win the good stuff. Yeah, yeah. I just needed more warning before you threw me into the bus like that last time.
Yeah. I didn't win anything at, Crawlapalooza, I was kinda bummed.
So we're at King, Missouri, and someone may have had a little too much Fireball and disappeared to the truck, but we still had his raffle ticket, and it was the last raffle of the night, and it was for one of the Team Garage class shop dog that their custom acid anodizing one. So there's only one of them. It was a
Mhm.
full class one kit, bench, a work table, bunch of other stuff. And it was Jake's ticket that won. Dallas is like, "This is mine now. You got my back, brother." I didn't see anything. So,
I didn't see a damn thing. Yeah.
so yeah, she won it slash stole it slash won it. It
Yeah.
works.
Well, that's like when I won the SCX6 Axial Fest. It was the
Hmm.
very last ticket drawn for the whole weekend. I hadn't won anything all week. I'm like, "Come on." Like
Yeah.
they gave
There's
away
something.
$100,000 worth of stuff, and I can't even win a freaking sticker. Like, and then I got an SCX6, so that was pretty
That's
cool.
it.
Worked
That
out.
makes up for it quite a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was happy with that.
Hey, Dallas and Jake, did I get you guys any of the tech sheets for your guys' stuff? You don't have to fill them out yet, but I know you guys are working on points, so you can use that and follow along. I
I
have an
got
extra.
mine.
Yeah, I got C1, C2, and C3. I actually have two C2s, one for Lexan and one for hard body. So whatever I feel like.
Hmm.
Yeah, Jason, it was a bunch of stuff. Okay, well, remind me, Jake, this weekend I'll get you guys some so you guys can have them. That way you can at least follow along, which I will be doing a video hopefully this week and on points. I'm just waiting to see if there were any more changes before I started doing any of that, but I think I think the rules are going to stay until after the Team Garage Hack event. I don't think they're you don't see anything changing because there's been no
Not
events to compare them to.
Yeah, I don't think if they change anything, it'll be minor.
Yeah, give me a few definitions here and there. Instead, I think the only one that really caused a ruffle there was a class one, the way it was cut, which technically speaking was right, but it was like, ooh, that was I could see that being very,
Well,
very questionable.
that bed that I built originally before I switched to this Jeep body, the rules
Mhm.
didn't say that you had to fill the rectangle. It just said you had to meet the rectangle.
Yeah,
So I'm like, well, its max width meets the rectangle and its length meets the rectangle. So whatever happens in the middle happened in the middle.
exactly.
But they changed that right quick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we were talking about that, and I was like, "Ooh, I mean, it's there." And then that next rule, and the thing about that is they don't put it in the C1, C2, or C3 section when you're actually building. they put it in the point section in the hard body. So you could be
Hmm.
done with your build and then go and add up your points and realize I'm not legal now.
Yep. Yep. I didn't think the old rules were hard to follow either. So,
I
doing
didn't
this
either.
whole huge revision, I didn't think it was necessary. I don't think they closed any loopholes. If anything, they made them bigger.
Well, I would say so because this is damn sure not an option previously.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, and the fact is that I can still cut. Like I can still cut all of this out. I can cut
Hmm.
out all of that still and be perfectly legal. It's like
What
I'm not
was
going to. I'm thinking
who
about
was it? Who was it that they were discussing the
it.
front wheel well, like centering the tire? Was that Brian McManus?
I think so, yes. Which
You
because
don't
that
you
was
don't have
another
to have a
thing.
wheel well. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
say anywhere you have to have a wheel well. And if it's arched on the back and flat on the top, and it
mhm,
goes from the grill to the door, where do you measure? At the center of the
yeah,
fender, or in the center of the flat, or
yeah,
how
because
do
that
you?
was that's why I said I was like, well, if there's gonna be changes, like, it needs to be specific because, yeah, like you said, some wheel wells, it's curved and then just goes flat. So where do you measure on the arc? Like,
Yep.
here or, like, see, like, so you just want me to center here, or do you want me to center, like, where it was? Like, there
Yeah,
needs to be
especially if you take that radius, if you were to make that radius all the way around, if you were to make a circle out of it, it'd be like a 7-inch circle or something like that,
yeah,
and you're stuffing a 4.19 tire in there. So where's center?
yeah, exactly. But, yeah, I mean, even I mean, because technically speaking, yeah, like right here. So where it's flat, if I were to cut that all off, like, so where's my other half of the arc? So at that point, I can just stick it anywhere
Hmm.
too. But
Yeah, where's the
that was
where's the back side or where's the front side of the arc?
yeah,
Out in
because I
space somewhere.
because I wanted to do like I catch like right here at the corner. So I was like, if I could just trim that, but I was like, does that then make my wheel well that much bigger now? So I don't know. I need a some clarity, but it clears. I mean, a little rubbing's
That's
fine, I suppose.
that's why I'm not flirting with any gray areas here. It's you know,
Yeah,
they're
yours is
they're pretty
good.
well in there. So
Yeah. And I actually did get mine centered like actually came out way better than I thought I had it centered. I was sitting there measuring the other day and I was like, actually I think I got this on front and rear, like in the middle. I'm like, I'll take it. But the questionable part is my bumper. And I know you've seen the picture of it. Is so right there. So my bumper does stick past the body. It does, technically speaking, it sticks past the body. But my hood comes out and then but if you look at it from the top, there's no gap. So I fill and exceed the rectangle. So I'm like,
mhm.
I fill the rectangle here. This is just simply exceeding it. Do you want me to meet the exceeding part as well? But I don't know. I grabbed some fab tabs, so I can make. I'm making another one just to make sure, but it'd be nice to know because I kind of like the way that works.
Yeah,
So then I can tuck it up in there.
yeah. The carbon Jeep body came from a local-ish guy to me, Jeff. He does a couple of different carbon bodies. They all turn out pretty cool.
Ooh,
This this Jeep body I got from him last year at Nationals.
I like it. Jake, what about filling the gap on the bumper to the body? Thoughts? Oh, so I did show this earlier. I don't think you were quite here yet. So, like right here on mine, I just finished this one up. So there's my bumper. So there would normally be a giant gap there. So on the dual servo mount, I just took a thin piece of styrene, like super, super thin. I just screwed it to the dual servo mount. So when you look at it that way, there's no gap. And that says it can be covered by any means necessary to fill the gap. License plate, bumper extensions, gussets, stuff like that. So I think that works in my book.
Yep. Yeah, I don't. I'm glad, Lucas. I'm glad Jeff is making these thicker now because that was quite a task to lay carbon inside here to thicken the body up everywhere to make it thick enough to be legal. But
Yeah,
and then my interior, there's little pieces of like 90-degree or angled styrene. I shoe glued to the side of the body, and then I shoe glued the craft foam interior to that, and it's also glued to the drop bed insert
yeah,
and to the bottom of the hood. So like, I can't get it back into the interior. It's in
yeah.
there. I
What?
basically have to cut it out if I need to get
Yeah,
back in there. So anything that's inside there, both my
isn't coming
skeletons,
out.
my seats, they're not coming out. It has all four windows. So even if it came loose,
It's still in
it's
there.
not coming out. Yeah.
See, and that's actually still what I want to do to my class one. I want to finish off the windows with tape, so if anything comes loose, it's staying in the car.
Yeah. There's foam inside
Evan,
the carbon. Yeah.
just
Mine's
got
solid
him.
carbon.
Uh, Looking forward to seeing you in June, coming to the Colorado event. Yes, I will for sure be there. I know Brett's mentioned a couple times. June's a busy, busy month.
Yeah, it's very busy. I'm trying my damnedest to make it out there, but if I d- the issue is I'm self-employed and and the bills don't get paid if I'm not here. So,
Exactly.
um, to take a week to go to Colorado for that comp and then come home and we have family vacation the following week and then come home from that and 2 days later is Axial Fest. So I would literally be gone for like 19 days or 20 days out of the month of June. So
Oh
it's
goodness.
it's hard to pay the bills when you take a month off. And you know, everybody who ordered anything during that amount of time would be upset that their orders hadn't shipped, and so it's hard to do.
Yeah. Jake, talking about the space where the body curves from the bumper to the body, front especially. So, like class one or class two, like the bumper doesn't have to curve with the body. It can be straight across. It's just so you can't have any space there. So when you just look at it from above, just like that, you can't see air. You can't like shove your hand underneath and see your fingers between the bumper and the body. Rather, it's here, anywhere along there. So, however wide your bumper is, you could just use a piece of styrene just like that to cover at least the front. If you have a wider like class one, what I was gonna do is just take some very thin like sheet metal and just weld on like the top or the back of the bumper to cover the gap. That's the only thing I can think of. Otherwise, because you can't curve your bumper back to where it goes past the tire, because then it's not legal. So then you'd have to push your body forward so much, and I think it's like that at that point would be a hindrance if you have to put it that far forward to curve it and keep everything good. I don't know. It's a funky rule. I know a lot of people are kind of weird about it because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense because that's not how bumpers work necessarily, especially if you in aftermarket bumpers, they don't necessarily flow like that,
Yep.
especially any pre-runner bumpers.
Lucas, good night, buddy. And King of Missouri is into August, like the last couple days of August. My birthday is August 30th, so it's right before my birthday.
Yep. Yeah. Last weekend, be a good one. So I know you guys are working on the different areas and everything else again, so should be good to at least try it again this year. Trips and stuff of on a slow down, just because honestly there's been a lack of it this year. But the biggest thing is like we just have a few local stuff up until the Team Garage Hack event, and then it's Team Garage Hack, and then nothing the rest for me the rest of June, July until the end of August. So there's a pretty good gap there. There's nothing big in July that I see. Probably because it's hot as
Yeah,
balls.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. There, I'm gonna be at. I'm gonna go to Axial Fest and Crawlapalooza, but I. That's probably if I can make it to Colorado, I will. But if not, then it'll probably just be Axial Fest and Crawlapalooza for me this year,
Oh
which
yeah,
sucks. It's I've got $10,000 worth of comp trucks and nowhere to run them. So
yeah, yeah. Definitely for sure, Crawlapalooza. Definitely have to do that. Well, I think the big deal is just the no actual nationals this year. I mean, at this point, the Team Garage Hack event's just getting pretty much recognized as this year's nationals for everybody, but
yeah,
that just no actual nationals just kind of like, huh. And I don't know. I mean, if it was the new rules that really backed it down, or the fact that there was not a whole lot of interest in people wanting to go to California for nationals. Like, put it.
I don't know why. Don't know why it needed to be in California. It could have been somewhere else. But
No, I mean, Disney would be easily big enough and accessible enough to handle everybody. Or, I
yeah,
mean, obviously, Colorado's going to have a showing if it. I mean, there's spaces there. I guess it's just a lot of those parks and stuff. It's how much, do they consider the tiny trucks tearing up all the protected rocks and forest or what? So I know they have a
yeah,
lot of rules and stuff out there. So
yeah. Colin, probably not coming to King of Missouri just because it's Crandon weekend also. So yeah. And then the Clash is 2023 rules as well. That's Southern California, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Jason, ironed out the regional team event. Not all the way. I think the Team Garage Hack event kind of put a damper like right in the middle of where we were kind of where I was wanting it to take place time frame wise, because I obviously, if I want to be there and run a lot of that, I need to be available. And I use the majority of the rest of my vacation when the newborn came along. So I'm out of time and almost until like June. So that's when I was hoping, like somewhere around June or July, it could still be an option. But the more I think about it, it might be something that, see, I'm Disney would still, I think, be an optimal location for everybody. Colorado, Oklahoma, Texas, Missouri, Arkansas, everyone around there, Midwest, Nebraska. I'm sure people would be willing to go that for the team deal. I think that would just be sweet. Because it would
Yeah.
be not, you're not waiting on 100 people to go through the line. You have however many states, 6 people per class per state. And I think it would be more of a just a fun and, get that level, that competition level, still may be able to maintain it at a higher level too. I think would be really cool. So
Yeah.
it's not dead yet. I'm just working on more time frame wise.
Upper Midwest regionals might happen. Where in the hell in the upper Midwest is there enough place? I'm in the upper Midwest, I believe. So,
Yeah, you are. I'm.
and then Braden, yes, we run F10 portals in Class 1 on. That's what I run. That's what I ran since they came out.
Yes, yes. Their F10s are getting popular all across the board.
They steer very well and they're strong.
I don't think I've seen
The
anybody
only
break an axle housing yet.
I haven't. I've ground the stops off of mine. I haven't broke a steering. I haven't broke a shaft. I haven't broke a housing. I haven't broke a knuckle. The only issue, the only annoyance is with them is how big the portal box is. So to run a zero offset wheel,
Yeah,
like the Brazin wheels or a TGH wheel or a shift wheel, you gotta remove the upper upper screws on the portal cover and then grind the little bosses off where those
yeah,
uh, where those screws go. But you
yeah.
don't have to grind on the axle housing, just the portal cover.
That's good. Yeah, this is it. I got mine. I got mine coming, and I think I've run 2.2s, so I should be clearing there pretty good at least. I think it's
Yeah.
just enough. Because that's what was on my Phoenix. I already test fitted them on the Phoenix to make sure they fit.
I run my Brazin Mammoths
I
with a
like those.
purple Hibby rotor behind them.
Looks so good.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Yep. 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 Yep.
I
Clash
mean, because you,
in Vegas area. That is easier for me to get to than SoCal. Vegas,
Clash is in Vegas.
there's direct flights from about 10 minutes from me to Vegas every couple days, so
Yeah, I
it's
can.
actually
I
pretty cheap. Like I can
had
fly round trip to Vegas and back for like $100.
yes, same. Yeah,
So
because we can fly it right out of Wichita, and yeah, it's like $50 one way, 120 bucks round trip. I mean, I'm scared to death of flying, but I can do it.
I was waiting to see if there was going to be any information about Tennessee, like Tennessee state championship stuff too, like they've been doing the last couple of years, but I haven't really seen much of it.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything either.
Because
That does look fun.
I
They
can
look like
get
they have
down
a
to
really
that.
good time.
Yeah, it's about a 9 hour drive or so for me, but um, I can get down there.
Yeah,
If I
because I
leave on a Friday morning and drive down, or leave on a Thursday night and drive down.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's like 10 to 12, somewhere around there. I don't know. Last time I went anywhere was Pigeon Forge. I know pretty
Yeah, that's pretty
that's
much,
out there.
yeah, yeah.
Good thing
Iowa,
about
South
California,
Dakota, Nebraska. Hmm. Yeah, that's a long
trying to
drive for
that
me.
is a that is a long drive. But
Yeah.
what about Missouri? I mean, yeah. Well, obviously, yes, Missouri's involved as always. Good thing about California is we have good rock. Yes, that is probably it's the only good thing about California at times. Especially with all the new rules. I was building new things, and now I can't finish building said new things until I go through processes, and I'm just not feeling it now.
Yeah. Brazin 2.20 offset wheels. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut for on that one for a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what it is, but like I don't know. I just started. I mounted up. I wanted to put some one lines on two twos just because I liked one of the wheels, and then honestly just liked the way it just looked and set up. So I've just slowly just moved everything over to two twos.
Yep. And I don't have any tutus.
Yeah.
Like the only tutus I have are those high raxes I had on my class 3 the other day, but they're off my bomber. So, and
Yeah.
that could partially be why when I drove this C3 I was just like, "Meh," because
Yeah.
like I said, these tires and wheels are set up off of a bomber, and foam setup's wrong. The offset of the wheels is wrong. The height of the
Mhm.
tire isn't what I want to run anyway. So that's why I
Yeah.
just took it back off and I parked the truck until the tires that I wanted show up finally,
Yeah.
and
So,
then I'll give it another shot after that. But
so actually, I didn't necessarily need extra wheels. I have extra wheel sets set in here, but Vanquish did another set of the limited pink wheels, and I'm a sucker for any of the pink or breast cancer stuff. So I
mhm.
snagged a set of those the other day. I didn't think I did, and then I woke up in the morning and I saw my receipts. I was like, I guess I did. So
Yep, definitely that happened.
no, I can't,
Yeah,
Tim. I can't what can't I can't.
you just can't.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Story of my life. Actually, that's oh shoot.
So you keep all your stuff on shelves and on stands and stuff. My shit's just everywhere. Like,
Well, Jake built this. Uh, it's all uh, fire suppression pipe. All the scrap stuff that they change out, all gets tossed away. And he's like, I can make a shelf out of this stuff. I was like, take one because it's obviously it's going to be strong enough. I need to do a second one just to put the rest of my stuff, but we're running out of room. It's time for a new house because I don't want to take down all of my nerd and collectible stuff yet.
yeah,
So I wanted to put it somewhere else. I was like, I need a bigger house.
yeah. I've got a 2,800 square foot shop, and I've got about 250 square foot of workbench tops,
Mm.
and they're covered. Like there's
Well,
stuff everywhere.
it's like,
I've got 3 engines that I'm rebuilding right now for power sports stuff. So there's engine cases and crankshafts and pistons and rods and oil pans and just stuff on 4 whole workbenches is delicate engine components that I don't want to pack them up, or move them,
yeah,
or put them in bins, because I built enough square footage on purpose
yeah,
to have all that stuff laid out to where I don't have to move it.
Yeah, and it's like you always need more space, and you get plenty of space, and then you fill that said space. Same thing, like,
Uh-huh.
I went from apartment when I bought my first house, bought my house, I was like, "Sweet, I have so much room for activities." A year, 2 years later, I'm like, "I have no room for anything." Like, I immediately was like, I have a two-car garage, I had my car at the time, I was like, "Well, I guess I need a truck too. I'm a homeowner, I need a truck." So I got a truck, and then I filled the
Yep.
garage, and then I got a project car, and I was like, "Oh my god." I
Yeah,
ran out of room quick.
I moved from a 1.5 car garage to a house with a 3 car garage, and, like, 6 months later, I'm like, "I can't even drag my grill in here in the winter to keep the grill out of the snow, like, what the heck?"
Yeah. That's one thing, like, we've been looking and, like, I don't wanna go, like, too far out of town.
Yeah.
Just it's nice to be convenient to run into the store and grab something. I don't wanna be 30, 40 minutes outside of town, have to go in for something simple. Outskirts,
So,
fine with me, but
yeah, so
finding
my last house
the
was
land.
my last house was out of town. It was about 10 minutes from the grocery store, so that's not that far. It was 20 minutes from where I worked at the time,
Oh,
and, uh and then so when that place closed and I got this shop here, it was still 20 minutes away, but it's the opposite way.
yeah.
So and then, so I live about 6 minutes from here now, in a neighborhood that I grew up in. So my mom and stepdad, my wife's mom and dad, and my grandma all live in the same neighborhood.
Mhm.
So I was like, "Well, let's just, move back up there." So now I'm
Nice.
6 minutes away instead of 20 minutes away.
That works. Yeah, that's the thing, it's like finding it's like I said, I wanna outskirts if, if we look and we find one that has everything we want, cool. Or if it doesn't, like, I would like a shop, at least a two-car garage for mine and her vehicle. Three-car would be cool, or at least room
Two and a
either
half
has a
something.
shop or a room for me to build a shop. Because it's like I want to lift at the house. I tinker on enough stuff. A lift at the house would be super convenient.
Yep.
But then it's
You
like
can see
buying land.
there's a razor hanging on a rack up above me here.
Nice.
Well, on
I,
the other side of the lathe, but
I like it. The freaking cost of land around here is just outrageous. Like we're out in Goodland, and my aunt and uncle they just bought another like 90 acres for not for very good price. And I was like, you bought 90 acres for what 3 acres cost here? I'm like,
mhm,
goodness gracious.
yep.
It's like, I just buy 3, 4 acres. Well, okay, there's $150,000. Now I have to put a house on here to live on. Oh man, it's just nuts. I'm
Mhm.
not. That's too far away, Jake. I'm not. I could if I had a Prius, maybe. I just
Do
don't
I
want
have
to
some
drive.
go-to electronics or a mix of things? So, I am now a Holmes Hobbies team driver, but I have been running Holmes Hobbies electronics for probably 10 years now. So, all of my trucks run all Holmes electronics. I run the same servo in every truck, I run the same winch in every truck, I run the same motor, run the same ESC, all the same in every truck. All the tuning's the same, and I don't have problems with it. So, that's what I do.
No. Oh, they bought 400 acres. My bad. Either way, still a significant amount of land.
It's still a lot of land, like
I couldn't remember if that was the last time they bought that much, but either way, it was ridiculous. Yeah, Theron,
yeah.
if I get Xanax, I could probably fly. Customer seat. I'm gonna have a hard time at the Crawler Canyon courses. Brett knows how. I like hard courses. Like we build our courses here can be straight up hateful, and our events. The first time we opened up our event, like our area outside, and brought people in, and we did courses. There was a lot of sadness. There was some hate, and there were some frustrations.
So, I know a lot of you guys haven't been to Crawler Canyon, and me and Braden both have, obviously, because it's local, and so I guess to describe how the Crawler Canyon courses are, it's all indoor and it's all man-made, and basically, it's in the area of I would call a 2.5 car garage, basically, and it's in a horseshoe shape, a down and back, and then there's a like a drawbridge, a
Oh
big
yeah.
thing up above. But so like when you're on course, the course goes from the floor to the highest point on the course itself is probably 7.5 feet tall, but it's only 5 feet deep. So you have tons of elevation change, and it's all very steep, and it's all at weird angles. So
I like it.
and and the traction isn't like rock. It's not like dirt though. It's hard to describe. Like there's almost no traction at
Yeah.
times because it gets dusty and it gets
Mhm.
like the rubber balls off of your tires and it just makes it even more slick. So um, it's hard to compare to anything. And there is sections where there's rock and dirt in the one side is all man made, and then the other side is all flagstone and fieldstone and dirt and things like
Yeah.
that. But the hard stuff is on the man made side.
Yeah.
So like your course always basically starts at one side, goes down and across and back, and it's basically one course for the evening, and everybody runs those courses. So
Yeah. That
um,
sounds cool though. I
it
like it.
is. It's definitely different. It's not like going to a Sorka event or a
Yeah, no.
Crawlapalooza or something like
I think
that. It's
the only indoor place I crawled was Team Garage at the clubhouse.
yeah, and it's nothing like that either.
No,
So
yeah, even
it's
that was
very interesting.
different. But I've seen, yeah, that how much the traction differs from indoor courses to indoor courses is pretty crazy.
This may be a bad idea, but hang on. We can walk. I
We're
forgot
going
we
on an
can walk.
adventure.
We're going on an adventure. Yeah. So this uh, is my indoor course, and this came from Crawler Canyon.
Nice.
So like this is all it's all like quickcrete
Mhm.
and like craft foam or not craft foam, like rigid, like 2-inch rigid foam.
Yeah.
Trying to find a spot where you could see it. Um, yeah. So you can see there's like chicken mesh and quickcrete and foam,
Oh yeah.
and that's how the whole thing's built. So then I've got my collection of rocks from different states here, but
Yeah.
and then this part down here is a waterfall.
Yeah.
It's not
Oh yeah.
turned on right now, but
I like that one. Oh yeah,
yeah.
we did do the Kansas City one. We did do that one.
So, but this is my shop. This is the front door, little waiting area, TV, crawlers, my race side by side. And we've got toolboxes, lifts, all up there. And then
All the stuff.
over here's all the printer and vinyl cutter, parts washer, then my main counter area, lathe, and
Oh
then
yeah.
the mill, and then the router, CNC router is over there.
Oh
So
heck yeah.
now you have seen my
We've got
3,000
the
square feet of shit.
we've got the Brazin tour today.
The lay of the land, I suppose. Now I got this all jacked up and I don't know where it was. Plug it back in so it doesn't die. So there's my shop.
I like it.
I forgot we were on the phone here, so we can move
Actually get
around.
right? Heck yeah.
Yeah. So that's I like having a little bit of a crawler course inside. It kind of gives you a little bit of a I guess my testing area there, the waterfall, we call it Hibby Falls because Josh Hibby comes over all the time and gets denied by that waterfall quite often. And he gets so pissed because my trucks it's kind of my pass or fail, right? So like
Mm.
it has to go up. If it doesn't go up the waterfall, it gets tore back apart.
Yeah.
So
I like it. That would be a nice thing for me to have, even just something like that right there. So that's one thing
yeah.
I would like to do. I was gonna start one here, but I was like, if I'm gonna be moving here soon, I don't want to build a whole course and then have to like tear it down or try to move it. So I was like, I'm just gonna wait. We'll build a nice like at home something so I can test, especially like when I do like any like small video, even if I could just go out and like do some testing would be cool instead of having to drive 20, 30 minutes, go crawl. then drive all the way back. I can do it all at home.
Yeah, I wish there I wish there was stuff 20 to 30 minutes from here. I, uh I found a little spot down by the river. I sent you pictures of
Yeah.
the SCX10 Pro earlier. The river's really high right now, so there's normally quite a bit more. They
Hmm.
just redid a bunch of stuff down there, the river walk area thing, and they concreted in a bunch of rock down by the
Oh, nice.
like a pedestrian bridge area. So
Hmm.
I was glad to see that. So
That
at least
looks
I have
good.
somewhere else to go. It's not hard, it's not difficult, but you throw gates down and it makes
Yeah,
shit
throw some
10
gates.
times harder.
Yeah, yeah. You pick. You don't get to pick the line. The line is picked for you.
Yeah. So you throw some tennis balls down and practice. So
Yeah. Tim, sir, I don't have a tour. We're just in my spare. This is like me and the wife's like nerd room. Like this is where our collectible stuff or like our stacks of Harry Potter and Star Wars Legos. Like over there, there is a stack equally of Star Wars and Harry Potter's Legos that are probably easily my height or more. Just boxes that we haven't finished. Versus, I still have two shelves of massive Star Wars figures assembled in the other room.
a
And
couple years ago, I got my wife the big Hogwarts castle for her birthday,
mm,
and she built it, and she had it on display at the old house. And when we moved, it got not taken apart, but taken down into a couple of big pieces and put
yeah,
in a cardboard box. And she hasn't found a good place at the new house. And admittedly, I haven't built her the shelf that she wants.
yeah,
But my son was giving her crap the other day. He said, "Mom, you need to put your castle out." So now she's on me again to
yeah. And that's
build a shelf.
kind of what we're waiting for. Like, I had enough room to display just a few I got, but our collections have grown. So it's like we don't have any place to put them. We don't want to move 20 or 30 assembled sets. So we're like, we get the house. We'll just have a nice spot in the basement, like goes all the way around. We'll have a Lego room. You can build them. They go out, put them on display, and call it good.
Yeah,
But other than that, it's basically just this stuff, RCs, and just crap. Lots of stuff.
yeah. Yeah, Gary, I'm jealous of people that can look out their door and see rocks as far as you can see. Like when we're at King of the Hammers, like and you're in Hammertown, and then there's like a mountain right on the other side of the short course area. Like you walk around the corner of your RV, and you're like, "Holy crap, there's a mountain there!" Like
Yeah.
it's so cool. I don't understand how people could ever get tired of waking up to the
Yeah.
mountains. Like
So,
especially if it has greenery, like
yeah.
Kentucky, Tennessee, that type of mountain.
Ma-
With green. Like,
mhm.
not just different shades of brown.
I seriously underestimated how green Kentucky is. Like I went to the Toyota factory there a couple years ago for an event, and I ended up driving out there because I was like, I'm already off and road tripping, and I can't fly because I'm scared. So I was like, can I just drive to the plant? And they're like, I guess. I was like, okay, cool. Driving through Kentucky, that was like it was like brown and then Kentucky just green as
Mhm.
far as you can see, just perfect. I'm like, that's crazy. So then I was
And
like, oh yeah, horses and the
Ohio
rivers.
River Valley, man.
Oh man, that area. But it was very beautiful to drive through. Tennessee is
Yeah.
too. I Tennessee is very enjoyable to drive through.
Growing up in Alaska. Yeah,
Oh,
my wife's best friend lives in, Anchorage. Her husband's in the military, so they're stationed in Anchorage. They've been there for probably 6 years now, and, my wife went up and visited them last winter.
yeah,
So
yeah. I think we actually might make a trip up there because wife's brother he's stationed up there for a while, so she wants to. She's always wanted to visit there, and I guess obviously there's a good reason to go. So it's like we could probably venture out that way here soon. Plus, it looks Alaska's always just pretty all the time. Yeah, Gary, you're at a very good spot. You're not far from
yeah,
anything
Gary, so
fun.
we flew into, Palm Springs this time instead of Vegas. So you get off the airplane and you're sitting there drinking a $10 warm Bud Light and you're looking at mountains with snow on the tops and it's 75 degrees outside and I'm like, if it weren't California, like
Exactly.
yeah. And
Because
flying
that was
flying over Palm Springs, it's like it was it's all golf courses. Like, so you're flying in, you're like, okay, there's a neighborhood with 18 holes. You look around, oh, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. Just all golf courses.
Yeah, not gonna lie, that was one thing when we were looking at places, say for the Team Garage Shack event, going through all the Airbnbs and all those places and looking around and look at the houses like, wait a minute. I started looking like there are certain ones like you're on like, you know, you have terrain like right outside or right off the porch. I'm like,
That
get
one.
this one. I was like, why?
Yeah.
Because it's like I can go outside and play and test like right there, get a good feel for it, and just gives me something to do.
Yep.
So I was like, not gonna lie, we kind of the one we picked, I think, has a pretty good spot. Or one of the pictures right out the back window was a giant rock face. I'm like, I think that actually might be the area they're actually at. So should be good.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I tried to find a place for not nationals but ECC the previous year that had rocks and stuff, but it was exponentially more expensive to find a place that had rock. I'm like, you know what? We're gonna go play on the rocks anyway. So
Yeah. Yeah, there is always that. I tell you,
yeah,
that
so
was
live in Joshua Tree. So I just obviously was just at King of the Hammers, and you drive through Yucca Valley from Palm Springs to Johnson Valley area, and I get back here, and there's an order on the website. A guy ordered a drive shaft in Yucca Valley. I'm like, can I pack up like a couple of pounds of the freaking dirt and dust that I brought home with me and send it back, like return to sender? Like, I was just there twice. Like, could have brought it with me.
it's always funny. Like, yeah, right, man, I was just there. I could have just given it to you. Nope.
Yeah, I literally drove through there twice. Yeah. Oh
It's
well.
all. It'll always work out like that.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yep. Mm. Well, I think it is probably about that time. If you're good, does anyone else have anything? Again, thanks, Brett and Brazin Scale RC, for tuning in and hanging out with us tonight. Super cool. First
Yeah,
guest
thanks for
on the
having me.
show. Yay.
I think I may do another live on Monday night. Just
I think so. And I liked it.
maybe talk about pointing out trucks and stuff like that or something. I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see. But
Or, I mean, heck, you could even, obviously, you have all the stuff there. You could do like one night or whatever episode, like focus on C1 Pro, then focus on the V2 or high low or whatever. Because you could just focus on all that stuff each episode because you've
well,
seen it all.
yeah. So the problem is I have to do it at night because
Oh, true.
the phone rings, people walk through the door. There's too many interruptions during the day. Plus, I'm running machines, and you can't film when there's machines
No.
running. It's just too loud. Like,
Yeah.
you can film videos of what you're doing, but you have to
Go back and sound
basically
over
mute
it.
them. Yeah, you have to basically mute the video and talk over it or do whatever. So I basically have to do it at night. And if I'm doing it at night, I might as well just interact with people. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Instead of
exactly.
just
Yep. Yeah, I like it. I think it's cool. One, something to do on Monday night because I said use Monday and then I think EXO does it Tuesday. Then the takeovers on Wednesday. I do Thursday. There's Moose Jaw does Thursday as well, and there's always the Friday. And I was like, I can watch RC every day. We're
and that's
good,
yeah. I mean, now we just need somebody to do something on Saturday and Sunday.
right?
Like,
Those
guess
are my
that's when
days
we
I
can
actually try
watch.
to record.
Yeah, all of that
Those are my
too.
make
So,
video days.
well, my headphones are dying. So,
Yep. Alrighty. Well, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Thanks again, Brett, for coming in, hanging out. We appreciate it much, much.
yes,
So,
thank you for having me.
oh yeah. Alrighty. Well, everyone, have a good night. We'll catch y'all later. So, till next time, everyone have a great one.
See ya.
Later.